The Killer Growth Podcast starts now.
What's up, guys? Sam here with the Killer Growth Podcast, and today I have Josh Cogan, owner of Cogan's Woodshop. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. I like your hat.
Oh yeah, thanks.
It's a good hat.
Yeah.
What went into your outfit today? What was your thought process?
You know, it was dark in the morning, and I just had to get dressed for work. I got to go back to work after this, so there was no thought process into my outfit.
It was just have an outfit.
Yeah. This is what I do.
You look great. All right. Well, you've listened to some episodes.
Yep.
And you were really excited. You just kept bothering me like every week, like, Sam, I want to come on the podcast and talk in front of people.
Kind of like building a website.
Yeah, kind of like building a website.
Right,
It's just
right.
like, yeah, I really,
This is what I need to do. Yep.
Let's just start with Josh's story, which I'm sure I'll hear some details I don't know. But Josh leaves high school, and then how did he end up here?
So my mom wanted me to go to college. I didn't really want to. I didn't really like school. But I did. So I went to Johnson County Community College, lived in Kansas City for a year. Then we moved to Lawrence. And then did that. It took me 4 years to complete a 2-year degree.
Yeah.
It was a little tough,
Yeah.
you know, living with your buddies. You work all day and come home and it's hard to go to school, but we got it done. During that time though, I worked at a cabinet shop in Baldwin City. So I'd work all day and then go to school at night.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was interesting when I started.
Where's Baldwin City?
15 miles from Lawrence.
Okay.
Like south, a little bit southeast. So yeah, when I started there was like 5 guys. And by the time I left, it was just down to me. Because it was like during 2008, 9, 10, whatever, when custom cabinet business wasn't great, right?
Sure.
The economy was tough.
Yeah.
But that was good. You know, I learned a lot from him. And then we had our first kid in 2012 and thought it was probably best to get back closer to home, closer to family, get some support. So we moved back here. I got a job in Wichita working for a hydraulic company. Did that for a while, 6 or 7 years. It was okay.
What'd you do there?
A lot.
A lot.
So started out just customer service, and then we opened up a branch in Heston, and so I ran that. It was a manufacturing facility.
Oh.
We made hydraulic parts for lawnmowers. So it was interesting. It was fine.
Did you guys sell, what's the big lawnmower manufacturer in Heston?
Yeah, Excel Industries.
Were they like a big
They
client?
were the biggest one, yeah.
Sure.
The only one we were there for.
Oh, okay.
That's why we were there.
You literally set up for them. That's
yeah.
cool.
I mean, we would build 1,400 parts a day. You know,
Yeah.
there's like 29 people.
Yeah,
in our
Hustler,
facility.
not Hustler. What's the brand they make?
Hustler.
Hustler
Yeah.
is, okay, it is Hustler.
Yeah. And then, you know, we kind of knew that contract was going to close out. And so we moved back to, shut that down, moved back to Wichita. Then I was in outside sales. And then one day, Philip calls me.
It's a common thread in all these
Philip's
podcasts.
in a lot of stories. So he calls me and he says, "Hey, I got a deal for you." I'm like, "What kind of deal? I don't need a deal. I'm good." He's like, "No, you know, the cabinet shop in town is selling, and I think you should buy it."
And did you know this guy at the cabinet
Yeah.
shop?
So I guess I should back up a little bit. All through high school, I worked here at this cabinet shop. Started when I was 14.
That's good information.
Yeah, you know,
Good context. Because
I decided to quit playing sports. Not all, you know, but I didn't play football and basketball anymore. So my parents were like, well, if you're not going to do that, you need to get a job. So I did, right? Went down to the cabinet shop, started sweeping floors, things like that. So I worked there all through high school.
Cool.
And I guess that makes sense why I was working at the cabinet shop in college.
That's what I was like. That would have been a good question for me to ask. Like, how did you know how to do that?
Right.
You just
Right.
woke up one day, had an epiphany.
Yeah. No, so Philip calls and we talk about it a little bit. And I'm like, I don't know. Let me think about this. I called Jordan, my wife, and I'm like, hey, you know, Philip called me. This is what's going on. And at first she was like, I don't know. And then we talked about it a little bit more. And I'm like, you know what? For the money, we can't really get hurt. if we use it as a business or we use it as a hobby shop.
Yeah.
So he called me in the morning, and we had an offer in the building by 4:00 that afternoon.
That same day?
The same day. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, we knew we had to move, right?
Right.
And we had to move quick.
Yeah.
Because I knew it wasn't going to last
Because
long.
the guy owned the real estate too.
Yeah, so I
had
bought
the wood shop.
the real estate and all the equipment in the building.
'Kay.
I mean, so it was a turnkey
Yeah.
cabinet shop.
That's great. Doesn't work out. Somebody else wants to lease it as a hobby shop or wood shop.
Right. Yeah. So we bought it. I tried to do both for a while.
Oh, how long did you do that?
So we bought it in the summer of 2019, and I think I officially left the hydraulic shop in 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did COVID? That is kind of crazy timing on, because you bought it like right before COVID was
Yes.
crazy.
Yes. Right. Right.
Like not much before then.
No.
Like months.
Right. Right. Yeah, because we bought it in July, I think, right?
Yeah.
And COVID was in August or late that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, COVID was good to us.
It was.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
sure.
It was good business. Everybody's sitting at home thinking around, what can we do
Make stuff better.
to make stuff better? So we got really busy, and I think that's what drove me to quit the hydraulic shop. I mean, because it was work all day, work all night. I mean, I even had a cot in my office for a couple of years. I would just sleep there.
Yeah.
Just work. And finally, Jordan's like, all right, you got to pick one or the other. You can't do both anymore. And yeah, so we just dove in and did it. And it's been good ever since.
Yeah. Did you have an employee after you quit your job, or how long till you brought someone on? How long was it just you?
For a long time. I don't remember exactly. I got some part-time help, maybe not till like 23.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I did it by myself for a long time. And I have one employee now, one
Yeah.
full-time. So yeah.
What, do you ever have to just like get random help on like bigger installs, or I guess it's probably just two guys can pretty much do.
Yeah,
anything.
we generally try to build things in a way that I know that two of us can carry and manage.
That makes sense.
So yeah, I mean, as far as installation, no, one employee's fine. Now, I mean, we're busy enough to where we need to get serious about finding another one to try and keep up with demand.
Yeah. So talk about that with custom cabinetry, because there's a couple people I know in town that did it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they still do it. Like before you got in the business, we had Hendrix, or
Yeah.
I think they
Ron,
did the one.
yeah.
Ron did
Yeah.
the stuff at our house, and but it wasn't like an easy thing to find.
Yeah,
we
there's
had
not many of us.
Like how many are in just Butler County that actually do what you do, like complete custom?
Ron and I.
You and Ron.
That's all I know of.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I'm glad Ron's here. It kind of takes a little bit of weight off my shoulder.
Yeah.
And, Ron's good too. I can call him and anytime and he'll answer my questions. We get along great.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think it's just Ron and I. And honestly, I don't know a lot of full custom shops in Wichita either.
That's what
I'm
I was
sure
gonna
there's some
ask.
there, but I don't know of a ton of them.
Yeah. I did so what was the gentleman's name you bought out?
His name was Larry Bergen.
Larry Bergen. That's right. Bergen.
Yeah. So his dad started it and he started there in like 1989. It's been a cabinet shop since 89.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And his dad started, so he was second generation? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. 89, geez.
Yeah.
I wonder how much it's changed since he was doing it to now. Like, what's the
I
biggest?
think it's changed a lot. I think in those days they would set up shop in somebody's garage and build everything on site. Right. And now we're more to a modular type thing, build a box and hang it.
Like build the full, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
How would you build it on site if it was custom? Like, you have a lot of equipment.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how they did it. I can't imagine doing it. It sounds miserable.
Yeah. That's the part that blows Haley and I's mind. You just did some stuff for my mother-in-law. Mm-hmm. And just seeing you take a piece of wood into something that's like molding, or what's that thing called? The corner pieces of the island that look like legs.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you even call that?
Particular name for that. But yeah, it's a molding.
Yeah. big molding.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the rewarding part of what I do is being able to turn a pile of lumber or stack of plywood into something functional and looks good. And on that, on that note, that project was fun because, like I said, I worked there in high school, and so now I'm starting to get to go back and work on jobs I did when I was younger. Right.
So you've worked on that kitchen, those cabinets when you're in high school, and then come back and
now we get to do it again, and we've done that a lot actually. For some reason, people will remember me from when I was in high school working for them.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, I remember you. Will you come back and work on my house again? Yeah, right. So, it's been good. It's fun.
Yeah. So take me through the process. Are you buying planks? So let's talk custom and then we'll go into all the other stuff. But I've seen these big planks of wood. So you just get planks of wood. Where does that come from?
Yeah. So I get most all my material from a distributor out of Kansas City area, Liberty, Missouri. So we order, 200 board feet of lumber, and it'll come in random widths, random lengths. But we buy it a certain thickness just to minimize machine time. So we buy the lumber in that way, and then we buy 4x8 sheets of plywood.
Okay.
Different thicknesses for different parts of the cabinet. And then, create a cut list off the renderings and go to town.
It's just so easy.
Yeah.
There's like 20 questions in between there.
Sure.
For me. So they come in all widths because this is like real. I mean, this is right off. Wood comes from trees, right?
It does.
Is that where wood comes from?
Yes.
So I mean, like if you start slicing a tree up, like there's going to be different widths, right? Right? Because you're starting at the. Yeah. I mean, it's a circle, guys.
So you can pay more money to get the material come in at certain widths that you want. And I guess there's a little bit of benefit that if you're building a certain type of cabinet, like a face frame cabinet, and you need 300 feet of 2-inch material or 1.5-inch material, you can buy it that way. To me, it doesn't seem to work out great. Material doesn't yield all that well.
What do you mean by that?
So, if I'm ripping up a bunch of material for door stocks, I'll cut it 2 5/8. And if it's random widths and I get a 4.5-inch board or something like that, then I can use that drop to make an 1.5-inch piece for a different part of the cabinet,
Gotcha.
Whereas if I bought it all at a certain width, that's what it's used for, and that's it.
This is full circle. I had a guy that talked about meat for a long time from Walnut Valley Packing, and that's what burger is. At the end of the day, that's our hot dogs.
Yeah.
Repurposing. Sorry to compare you to
that's fine.
A hot dog.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's probably at first. So on the conversation of hot dogs, Haley had one question she wanted me to ask, which was, what was your favorite type of wood? And then she went on, and it was not appropriate for this podcast.
Okay.
The rest of her questions, you can imagine.
Sure.
The direction she went. But
that's
anyway,
an interesting question. What's my favorite kind of wood? Man, there's a lot of them I like for different reasons. And I like certain types of wood in different applications.
Okay.
I don't.
What do you
generally
like working with? Like, let's
maple.
break it down by like, what do you like working with versus like looks?
Okay.
Is there any difference there?
Yeah. So hickory, for example.
Smells great.
Yeah. Finish is beautiful. Looks great. Very hard, very dense. So therefore, I don't like working with it. It's hard on the machines. You have to resharpen all your blades after every time you use it.
Ugh.
It likes to chip out, so it's tough to work with. Like a maple, for example. I think it's wonderful if it's clear, but you can't stain it. Like it's so hard to get a consistent color in maple.
Why is it hard for it to take a consistent?
Because the grain is so tight.
Okay.
And it just turns out blotchy.
Gotcha.
It looks bad. So I don't like it.
Yeah.
I've been in the cherry a lot lately.
Okay.
I like it. It's coming back. It was popular in the 90s and kind of fell apart.
Is that, give me an example of a kitchen with cherry.
I'm trying to think of one that you would know.
That I would know. What
Have you seen my bathroom cabinets? Those are cherry.
Those are cherry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that would be a comeback thing. That's not like a color you see going into modern homes.
Right.
Which I think is cool when people bring in old colors, but then the accents could be like modern. Which
Yeah.
seems like really hard to do.
Yeah, it's challenging.
Yeah. What's
yeah.
in Janet's house? My mother-in-law.
Hickory.
That's hickory. Okay.
It's a combination of hickory and red oak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, red oak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like red oak?
No.
Okay. Why not? That seems pretty.
I've seen so much of it, and that's what we tear out the most. You know, that golden oak that everybody has in their kitchen from 1998 or 2002.
So
that's
golden
red
look
oak.
is red oak.
Yes. Yeah.
How
Yeah. I mean, you can really change the look of a wood by a stain.
Yeah.
It's
sure.
you with the exception of walnut, you know, you can change about the look of any wood that you want.
What's the, if you're going to put a custom cabinet in, like what is the highest quality? And then that's kind of go into the next question.
Highest quality or
Like
highest cost?
long term. So yeah, that's a good point. What's going to last the longest? And is that really a thing? Right. If you have a custom wood cabinet.
I think it's a
front-facing.
thing, and I think it's something that you got to consider if you're spending that kind of money for a custom cabinet, right? You want something that's going to be durable, long lasting, not have a ton of wood movement, you know, to make sure things stay
makes
together.
sense.
So something dense, you know, a white oak is really good. It's dense. I like the coloring in it. You know, cherry, it's a good wood. Hickory, it's hard. And then there's some other ones throughout there, depending on if you want to paint it, you know.
So those all take stain in a different way, though, right?
Yeah,
Because I'm like sitting there
absolutely.
going, like, okay, red oak, then it looks like this golden. I would have guessed that golden
Right. That's what's
was
tough,
just like
right?
a white oak,
is
maybe.
The way you prep the wood and the type of wood, the same color will look different on every
Yeah.
single piece of wood. And so it gets really tough.
And that's just because of the grain size, like, or the whatever.
Yeah, the grain pattern and the
pattern.
structure of it, you know, some of them are open grain, some of them are closed, so it saturates more or pools on top.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of things that go into it.
Can you, like a really hard wood that you were just talking about? I don't think you were saying it was hickory, but that gets blotchy. Was that the
maple?
Maple,
Hard maple, yeah.
hard
Yeah, yeah.
maple. How do you avoid that? Does it just take way longer?
There's some ways around it, but sometimes it's unavoidable. So you can do what we call conditioning it. So basically we put a clear stain on it first to try and close it up to get it to take the stain more evenly. Or you can spray a seal coat on it and sand it off and then try and stain it, or tint your finish too.
How do you tend to finish?
So you take your lacquer and you add dyes.
Oh,
And that gets tricky too, because the more layers you put on it, the darker the color gets, right? So it's tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the part. So what is the draw for custom? Is it that they get this? I mean, the grain, right? I feel like when you buy a part, you know, Lowe's, IKEA, whatever, right? Those grains all look fairly similar, and maybe they're a little different, but it's like, I don't know how they layer those, because it's not the solid wood. It's like, are they taking like a 16th of an inch of that white oak?
A lot of
then
times
that's
it's a veneer.
plate?
Yeah, it's either a veneer. Or like a high pressure laminate that goes on it. What's the draw to custom? That's a good question.
The door feels heavy, and it's like,
Yeah,
wood
I mean,
and the
I would
look.
say there's a multitude of things. So quality of construction is a start.
bloom hinges.
Yeah, bloom hinges, top of the line hinges and hardware, right?
Some good hinges. I got bloom hinges.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, they're nice. The ability to build whatever you want, size-wise.
That's true.
You know what I mean? A lot of people come in and they're like, hey, we have this space. We need like 3 30-inch cabinets or a filler here. Or they'll ask me, like, what's your standard size of cabinet? I'm like, I don't have a standard. Whatever you need it to be, that's what I can do.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it has its purpose in place, but it's not for everyone, a custom cabinet. So I think it just depends on the situation
Yep.
and budget, obviously.
Yeah, economics are a big factor.
Right.
But yeah, if you're sitting there and you want, when we did that years ago, there's like a corner, and Ron put in this like pull out slide thing that does, you know, we would have never thought about and we would have never ordered.
Right.
So there's that consultation side of it too that I think is.
And that's what's nice is like, you know, even in the smaller space, you can really make it functional if you go custom.
Yeah.
Now, standard, you're going to have some awkward fillers or some blind areas that you just can't avoid because you only have certain sizes of cabinets you can use.
Yeah.
And so we build all our cabinets around the inserts that go in them. So we're maximizing space, right?
That
We don't
makes
want to leave
sense.
2 or 3 inches on either side of a pull out. It's just wasted space. Let's make the cabinet next to it bigger.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And you can't really to order, all those standard sizes, if you've got an awkward run or you knock out a wall like we did in our kitchen and we expanded the kitchen into another room. Well, now none of this is standard anymore,
Yeah.
right? It's not all going to line up and then we've got this much space.
Yeah. And I think it's important to, when somebody's going towards or stuck in between custom or prefab, I really try and dive in like what they use the kitchen for. Think about where you would put things when we're done and will they fit, right? Do you have like a large pot or something that you need a place for? Let's build a cabinet to make it fit.
And that's probably pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Like that moment to be
Right.
like, that
Right.
drives me nuts.
Yeah,
When that's
yeah.
always
Or you
in
got
the
like
oven
a gigantic baking sheet and it just doesn't fit very well. So you shove it on top or something like that. I'm like, well, let's just make a place for it that fits and it's where you want it, where you need it.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome. So talk about prefab and it seems like there's endless amounts, different grades.
Yeah.
You've got your new website up, and so
Yep.
you've got a mix of both, right? A mixed bag, if you will. So you got
Yep.
custom, different levels of prefab. So would you say, well, let's start with this. Do you have budget, like value items that compare to pretty much anybody? From like, here's what you got. You're going to have cabinets. Here's the price. And is that going to be a similar experience to going to Lowe's and look at a catalog and break down that?
yes and
difference?
no.
Okay.
So to answer the first part of that is, we do have a cabinet for about every price point, all the way down to investment properties to, high-end custom homes or, to answer the second question, as far as experience, I would say it's going to be different. When you go to Lowe's or Home Depot or a box store, like you're going to take your own measurements and you better hope they're right.
yeah.
Because then they'll input it into a computer and come up with a layout. So if you miss it by a couple inches and the cabinets don't fit, I guess that's on you now, right?
Who does the installs do they just have contractors?
I think they just contract those out. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I think the difference that I can provide is, I'll come and make the measurements myself. So then it takes the risk off the homeowner of ordering a bunch of stuff that doesn't fit
Sure.
in the long
and
run.
then it's on you if it doesn't.
right. And then it's on me to make it work or
Yeah.
get a different cabinet.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're kind of new into the prefab stuff, so we're understanding it. But yeah, we've got a good variety, I guess I would say, from, like I said, investment property, 1/2-inch particle board cabinets. They look great on the outside. They don't necessarily function all that well, but
Yeah.
you can get into a kitchen pretty cheap. All the way up to, full plywood box, hardwood doors, a really nice kitchen. And I think there's like 45 different door styles and
Jeez.
almost endless colors, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a cabinet out there.
Yeah. There's a cabinet for everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what has changed in your opinion so it's 26, so 7 years, coming on 7 years in prefab. Is your confidence level gone up on like the higher end prefab?
Yeah,
Is
for
that,
sure.
from where you even probably saw it back in college?
Right. The old days of prefab cabinets, they were basically all the same. You
Yeah.
could change the front a little bit, the wood species and things like that, but the construction of them was all the same, and it's pretty low quality, and it's gotten much better, much better. Now it costs you a little bit more, but it's a cabinet that'll last, and you know it's going to work. And a lot of these prefab cabinet shop now, they all have a little bit of a custom line too. So, 90% of the job works coming off the standard catalog item, but you need a couple of special things, and they'll do it for you now.
Gotcha.
So that's a big deal.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So the builder, when you're selling a prefab, they'll actually build some custom.
Yep.
You don't actually have to take all that on.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the goal with the prefab is lighten the workload in the shop.
Yeah.
Right. We just want everything to show up ready to go, install. And whether I install that or the homeowner installs it doesn't make a difference to me. We just want it to all be there and be right.
Yeah. So break down your logistics. What is the hardest part about your workflow and timing? Because if you're building, I think of like a home builder, they put you in that box, right? It's kind of the same idea, except for you build cabinets. Home builders, there's kind of the GC side of it, obviously scoping out the project. So you're measuring, then you're putting together a proposal. And so you're thinking through material, time, all that, which I'm sure you've gotten a lot better at over the years.
For sure.
Do you have any, were proposals hard at the beginning? Or
Very hard. I mean, because that was the side of the business I was never part of, right?
Okay.
I was always in the shop. I knew how to make a cabinet.
He didn't have like an SOP, a standard operating procedure for you to follow on quotes.
No. Early on, there was some not very well quotes, lose some money, learn the hard way type thing, right? You sit down, you look at a job, and I can figure out how much material I need pretty quick, pretty easily.
Sure.
That's not the problem. It's the labor that gets tough, especially in a custom setting.
So probably especially when you're doing demo. Do you guys do demo as well?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I don't love it, but we'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. So it depends on the job too. Like home remodels, we're usually pretty intimate with the entire process, because a lot of times in a kitchen remodel, a homeowner will come and, hey, I want a new kitchen. So a lot of that stuff kind of falls on me as far as, okay, let's put a design together, something we like.
Yeah.
Let's figure out the style of cabinet we want, the color, all that stuff. But then we got to get the electricians involved and the plumbers involved and maybe a drywaller or flooring guy. And those homeowners don't always have those connections.
Gotcha.
So then I end up doing a lot of that myself.
Gotcha. Yeah. Even if you're just GCing, you're still the one like calling a drywall guy.
Setting them up, right?
Yeah.
I've got to let them know what my schedule is. So, we're in somebody's house. We got to get in and get out as quick as we can.
Yeah.
So they're not living in a disaster.
They're not eating McDonald's every day. That to me is the hard part about a kitchen remodel when you're living in that. It's different if it's like a new home or, you're moving there or just bought it.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm sure that's stressful on a timeline, and it's not.
It's terribly stressful, because I feel bad. Like I don't want
to one sub to a job, and it complicates so much.
And I don't want to displace these people from their kitchen any more than you have to.
Sure,
you need a kitchen to live, pretty much. So it gets stressful, right? And that's why in remodels, everybody gets so excited in the beginning, and they want to start tearing their stuff out, and let's get going. I'm like, hey, let's pump the brakes. I'll call you a week before we're ready to come. There's no reason to tear it out right now. It's functional. Leave it.
Yeah.
And then we'll get going.
Yeah.
Because if they start doing that, then they're calling me every week. Hey, you ready? Hey, you ready?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
I'm not.
This takes a while.
Yeah, that's probably important on communication. So now you've got somebody helping in that process. So quote, measure, go back to shop, and we'll talk custom.
Yeah.
Order material. They approve bid, then you order material, then you start making it.
Yeah.
And then at some point when it's done being made, it all goes out at once. Does it go in stages?
Yeah, we try and take as much as we can all at the same time.
Because I'm like thinking of some big kitchens you've done, and I'm like, can you fit all that in one? Oh, you got a new trailer, actually.
I did. Finally had to get a bigger trailer.
Yeah.
The other one was too small.
Yeah.
But no, a lot of times it won't fit in one load, which is fine. I haven't done many kitchen installs that take a day only, right?
Sure.
So you strategically take what you need to get started and go back the next day with the rest.
It makes sense to me if you're doing the full, which is like the biggest part of the kitchen. How often do you touch countertops? How often do you touch sinks or, faucets? I mean, I know that kind of falls on the plumber for the install side, but.
So to be truthful, I'm trying to get out of the countertop business.
Sure.
We did a lot of countertops for a while. It's a solid surface product. I can't do quartz or granite or things like that. It's too heavy, too much machine.
Yeah.
So we built some tops that we could handle and do ourselves in-house. But, we're so busy with cabinet work now.
Stay in your lane.
Stick with what you're good at. And again, even building a countertop in the shop, you pretty much got to shut the shop down for the entirety of building it, and it's big, it's messy, it's heavy. So I just leave it to the countertop guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And there's a few companies Wichita I work with, so I can send them some referrals or something, and they can get it figured out.
Yeah. When they're doing the countertop side, are they communicating with you on the cabinet side to get your drawings or your outline, or you just take what they have and follow that? Like, who follows who?
So they follow me.
Okay.
Right? I'm pretty much driving this bus throughout the whole project. We'll send them over there. They'll pick out a color. The countertop people will call me, hey, can you send me a rendering, some dimensions, so they can put an estimate together, how much material they need, how much it's going to cost.
And how do you send that rendering over?
Just email.
Okay.
And then once cabinets are set, then they'll come and do a laser template of the entire kitchen before they start making it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yep.
That probably protects
So the
a
rendering
lot.
is basically just for quoting the material purposes.
Got it. Yeah. But then they'll do an actual. That's nice. That probably takes a lot of. You were doing all that before.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Without a laser.
Yeah. Without a laser. Good eye, Josh. You better have a good eye.
Building wooden templates, man.
Jeez.
See, that's what, so now I'm just like, let's stick to cabinets.
Stay in cabinets.
That's what I enjoy. That's what we're good at. Let's just do what we're good at.
What's the most difficult part about your business, just from logistics and timing and
scheduling, managing workload with only 2 of us in the shop. It gets tough.
Yeah.
You do your best to try and schedule things out and estimate how much time it's going to take. And I mean, if things take a week longer, that's bumping everybody else back.
Yeah.
Or on the flip side, say new construction or something like that. If a sub early on gets behind, it pushes you back, right? Well, then it's pushing you back into the next one. And if that happens a couple times in a row, like over this winter, I mean, I was trying to juggle 3 jobs at one time because 2 of them got backed up and one of them was on schedule, and they are all wanted at the same time. So, yeah, it's just scheduling and logistics, and because I don't like to disappoint anybody, right?
Sure.
Like I don't want to be the one that everybody's screaming and hollering, "Hey, you're late! You're holding this
especially
up."
in the big remodels. You're like, you always want to be on the good side of the
right.
You don't want to be the bad
And
egg
same with
sub.
new construction too, right? You want to treat the general contractor well, so you get the next one.
Right.
So
Yeah. And you don't really want to. That's a hard thing to give up too. Talk about delegating. It's an art what you're doing. What's more difficult, building the cabinets or installing the cabinets?
building.
Yeah. What
The front end process is so much more difficult than the installation.
Yeah.
By the time we get to the installation, we've got a rendering, we've got drawings, everything's labeled. I mean, we're just putting them on the wall at that point.
Right.
And the way we started installing now with adjustable legs and things like that, there's no shims anymore. So the installation is quite easy. What gets difficult is in the beginning. Everything's got to fit.
Yeah.
We're measuring down to the 16th of an inch when we go to measure, pre-rendering, right?
Yeah.
And then we got to get all that laid out and make sure it's all going to fit and it's what they want.
What's that back and forth like when you put that rendering together? Like, are people seeing something before they agree to a price?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So usually the process starts as I'll go to the home first. We'll have a quick consult. I'll get some rough measurements. I'll go back and I'll put a rendering together, something quick and easy, something to look at. And then we'll just start that process. They'll usually come down to the office. We'll look at it, kind of custom discuss it. What do you like? What do you don't like? I'll give them some ideas on what I think could work.
Yeah.
And then we'll just kind of go back and forth. Usually only a couple times. We can get through it pretty quick.
Yeah.
The decision making gets tough when we start talking about species and colors and styles. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I think at some point there's too many options.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. At some point you have to have a recommendation of like, this is what I like. This is why,
Yeah.
limit it.
Right.
Like condense it.
Sure.
Someone like me, I'm just going to be like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, what should I do?
Yeah. So it gets tough, especially, a stained project. Now paint, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Pick out a color and we'll paint it.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Do you like painting cabinets?
No.
Nobody likes painting cabinets. If they're painting, how much more do you want them to go into like high-end prefab versus you doing
It depends
the
on the
paint?
project. Is the prefab going to work? Is it what they want? I mean, I'll never tell them no. I'm not going to
Sure.
paint it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we do. But
Ron
I don't
did
like
not
paint
that
for
we
a lot
wanted
of
to paint.
reasons. You know, a lot of people have this idea that a painted cabinet's cheaper than a stain cabinet, and that's not the truth. The prep work to go into painting a cabinet
Yeah.
is more than a prep work to stain a cabinet. You know, so that gets tough, and materials are probably more when you go to paint if you use a good quality paint. Yeah,
Because of the paint cost.
Sure.
Like I would assume the species of wood is more expensive when you're staining because you're getting a nicer.
You know, that's funny. A lot of people think that too.
Is that
It's
not true?
It's not the truth.
What are you normally painting? What type of?
So we've switched. We were using a soft maple that was graded paint grade because the coloring wasn't good. So we've switched actually to beech, European beech. It's a little bit tighter. It's denser. It's harder than a maple. So I think it lasts a lot longer.
Okay. But it's not cheap.
No, I mean it's the same money as a high end stained wood. Really.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And that's just a modern thing now. What's Tyler's favorite species of wood? Walnut.
Yeah, I know. The kitchen in our last house was walnut, and it was really nice.
Yeah. Those were sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you just put like a clear walnut's like one you want to just put
Just clear finish.
because those
man.
handles, remember,
You don't want to mess with it much.
Yeah.
Right? It's so beautiful
and it's
the way
so
it is.
different.
Yeah.
All over.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You need like a certain look, like complementing walnut. I feel like on a wall, like there's, you got to think through that a little bit more than
Sure.
a painted cabinet.
Sure.
Like what's going to accent that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, so I guess I feel like part of my job is to help educate people.
Sure.
On what they're doing or which route to go, you know. Me personally, I would never have a painted cabinet in my house for not because of the look, because like, you know, I work in construction. My hands are always dirty.
Just the maintenance, cleaning.
Yeah, the
them.
maintenance, the cleaning.
That we've experienced that.
It's
that is
tough,
the one,
right?
I mean,
and
Haley
especially
today,
a white, it shows up
Yep.
everything. Little kids, they spill something on it, you know. So that's why I wouldn't have a painting cabinet. Now, some people, it's what they want, you know.
Oh, there's it doesn't matter what's on it. Like you can see these fingerprints, and then when you clean it, you're just like nervous. You're like, if I scrubbing too hard in that paint.
Yeah, yeah. Now, you know, technology's gotten a lot better, so we a lot of times don't use like an actual paint. It's a solvent base, and we can put a clear finish over top of the paint, so we have the extra.
It's almost
layer
like
of
an
protection.
enamel, like
And it's a solvent-based product, so and then we can spray a clear lacquer over the top to protect the color.
so
So
does
things
that
are getting
lacquer
better.
then wear off, and then that's at risk.
not like
or
paint does.
It doesn't. Okay.
Right, much harder finish.
Yeah,
because it's solvent.
that makes sense. Yeah, I mean that furniture you get, you know, from assemble yourself, like IKEA furniture. That paint on that's pretty good till it chips, and that's usually something hard's hitting it. It's not like your fingernails are causing it to.
Right.
But I mean, you can still, if it comes off, it's deep.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there's a
it's
lot-
Thick.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to build with that.
Yeah, it's like they dip them or something.
Yeah, I don't
Doesn't
know.
even look sprayed.
Yeah.
Do you have a real life example of someone who went like real cheap and regretted it, like on prefab or for a specific? Because I've seen our old house, we had some prefab stuff in our bathroom that you know the hinges started tearing out of the particle board, or it wasn't even plywood. I don't know
Yeah,
what was.
yeah, particle board. No, not one that comes to my mind. You know, we do get calls to repair stuff like that, and right, wrong, or indifferent. A lot of times, I just deny it.
Sure.
I don't
It's
like.
better to replace than repair in certain situations.
Yeah, and I just kind of feel bad. Some people are okay with repairs like that. To me, it doesn't like meet our quality standards, and so I don't feel comfortable putting my name on it and doing it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So, I mean, really, your logistics, you know, an install crew and a crew that's just making stuff, getting work orders.
Yeah.
Like, what's like the perfect? I'm sure you've thought about it, like business is booming. What's the perfect system for just stuff to be made and go out, made to go out, install, made, go out, install? I don't know if there's a right answer for that. You know, ideally,
We have 2 people in the shop all the time,
Yeah.
just flowing cut lists and work to them. Because that gets tough, right? When me and the employee get out on site to install a job for a week,
Nobody's making cabinets.
there's nothing happening back at
Yeah.
the shop, you
Yeah.
know? And so that's what gets tough for us.
Yeah.
And that gets back to scheduling and managing. And
Yeah. Yeah, that's
so
hard.
I don't,
But there's a lot of trust in getting the right person, and then is the demand there when you scale
Sure.
up and
right. And finding that person's not easy.
no. I would
there's
think,
a lot of
especially on the
construction
making, because
workers.
that costs you a lot of money if you ruin.
Yeah, materials are
a lot of
expensive,
material.
right? Right.
Yeah.
And if you don't catch the mistake until it's done out the door, we've got doors, we've got boxes,
Oh, yeah.
we've got all of it. Cabinet making is kind of a niche thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's not a lot of experienced cabinet makers that I know of.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're not knocking on my door wanting a job.
Sure.
So
There's probably a lot of people that know how to install prefab stuff.
sure,
That's-
absolutely.
Yeah. The traditional way nowadays, I feel like on any contractor, it's like, yep, here's your cabinet list. We'll throw them up for you.
Mm-hmm.
On new build, even. I bet that's pretty common. How much is new construction versus remodel for you?
It goes in waves.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of finishing up 2 new builds right now, and this will make a 3rd or 4th one this year. But there's been a couple years where I didn't do a single one. It was just all residential remodel.
Yeah.
So it comes in waves. It comes and goes. I don't work with a ton of builders.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of them I do. And when you're only working with a couple of them and they're only building 2 houses a year or
Sure.
one every year, there's not a lot there.
I'd assume a lot of new builds are all prefab. Like,
Yeah,
majority,
right.
they've already got a
Not a lot of
standard
new builds
package.
are custom cabinets, right?
Yeah, it's a custom home that takes custom cabinets, not a
Right.
here's our 4 homes we build.
Yeah, pick
And
one.
then, pick,
Here's your
pick the one
package.
you want.
Yeah.
Especially around here, I'm sure. I'm sure in Wichita, different areas, and
Yeah.
there's a lot more custom going on. But yeah, it's an interesting niche. I think the part I'm always blown away by is just people's ability to like look at something and then understand the tools to build it. That's like such a lost art with AI. I'm the guy who's sitting there, and you're just in my office, right? I'm the guy who's like, I don't even want to use AutoCAD to 3D print this coffee cup. I just want to figure out how to take a picture of it, and it just does it, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm so automate
Sure.
that I sit there when I see someone that can actually use their hands and their brain and like make something really nice.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going away. I think it's less and less, but
Sure.
more desirable.
Certainly not worried about AI taking my job.
No.
And I would say I'm in like the exact opposite of you.
Yeah, right. You love
Absolutely hate being on the computer.
Sure.
Like I hate being on the phone. A lot of times I'll just put my phone down somewhere and not even look at it all day. You know what I mean? Because I'm just in the shop and I'm working. That's where I like to be.
yeah.
And you're right. I think it is a dying art.
Yeah.
Not a lot of kids are interested in.
No.
Man, I want to be a cabinet maker when I grow up.
Yeah, and that's an interesting concept too. Of there's not woodworking at the college, right, or the JUCO. They don't.
No,
do
not
any,
that I know
They've
of.
got welding, mechanic.
Right.
I mean, woodworking.
Maybe some of the colleges have. Hayes has a program, I think, in Pitt State, like a construction science, and maybe you can dive into some fine woodworking.
but it probably
through
doesn't
there.
need. Okay, so maybe it niches down, or they have someone
Yeah.
teaches a
Yeah.
woodshop class. You should teach a woodshop class at Butler.
Nah, I'm good.
That'd be great.
Yeah. I'm
Get the
fine.
next generation of woodworkers coming out.
That's one
Be
of
the
those,
next Joe Brown.
Yeah. I had Joe Brown as a teacher. Yeah, that's probably not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe one of the reasons why I don't have a bunch of employees too is I like to work by myself.
Sure. And that's the kind of industry that can afford that for you. Like technology for you is automating admin and crap you don't want to do.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
How?
Yes
what-
and no.
what
I mean, there
can-
is some technology in the manufacturing side that's available.
Sure.
Not
making
that
it.
I've dove into
Yeah.
it too much, with building constraints
makes sense.
and cost. But yeah, there's some automation there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the admin side is
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the worst thing? Like, fast forward, what was the part you didn't think you were going to be like, this part of owning a business sucks?
The admin side.
Yeah.
Yep. Like I said, I know how to build cabinets. I've known how to build cabinets for a long time. I didn't know anything about business.
Yeah.
And you learn a lot pretty quick. That first year the tax bill comes.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa.
I remember we were on the phone quite a bit that first year or two, and there's not even enough, right? It's just like, even I'm not going to be able to tell you 80% of what you need to know.
Sure.
Doing it multiple times. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, I still forget
Yeah.
50% of what I'm supposed to do on.
Right. And
Norris. Hey, man. That's why Norris is in charge of admin for us. Because I honestly don't like admin either. I like the customer relationship and building
me too,
things,
right?
that
And
combination.
I didn't realize how much it requires.
Yeah.
Yeah. From billing, like you got to sit down and spend some time on billing, right?
Yeah.
And you got to pay attention and track all that stuff, because there's some changes throughout the way. And if you don't track that stuff very well, you don't get paid for it.
Baylor from Prairie Pots that was on, he was late to dinner across the street and heard he was invoicing, and Abby looked at me like, yeah, he hates doing that. And then he walked in. I'm like, did you get all your invoicing done, Baylor? And he was just like, no.
Right.
Like, it's the worst. And I get that tedious, like sitting down, repetitive thing that's just like, I have to do it every month, the same thing.
Yep. If I could just call somebody, hey, your cabinets are going to cost X dollars. And when I get done, call them, hey, this is how much it's going to be. Send me a check. Oh, that's ideal, right?
Right.
But that's not how it works.
No, they want, you need the paper trail.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think there's a lot of opportunity in the future and technology for tradesmen like you that are self-employed.
Sure.
That's going to happen to where, I think that's where it should be, to be honest. I think you should be able to call into your own system and just describe what's going on while you're on the road to the next job, and it builds out the whole
That would be awesome.
proposal. And,
That'd be great,
right? Get on that, Norris.
That'd be great, because that's
that, like,
being a
don't
small
remove
business,
the part
right?
that's unique to you, which is the customer interaction, the on-site understanding. But then it's like that second brain function we always talk about, like, how do you automate those details that you've already gathered enough information?
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is, like, all that stuff usually happens late nights or weekends or things like that, right? Because during the day 8 to 5, I'm working.
Sure.
And so that's the part that I need to figure out how to balance better,
Well, you get to a certain size where you can't, you're just like at that awkward spot where it's like, well, if I hire, I go backwards. And my boss at Interstate Batteries, my first real job, he'd come in at 4 a.m., do admin work till we all showed up, and then work all day.
I know the feeling.
And then we'd all leave and he'd still be there.
Yeah.
And he'd work till dinner and go in, and he had a $5 million a year, very successful company and at some point someone basically forced him and took it away from him, and he was kind of miserable, right? It was like all he knew.
Sure.
And so he had to readjust, but he did. Ultimately it was better, but you got to do that for a long time before.
Yeah.
it makes sense.
That's what a lot of days look like for me. Not all days, but
Sure.
like this morning, I think I was at the shop by 5:15.
Yeah.
Because not only do you have to get the admin work done and do all that stuff, but you really need to get the stuff laid out for your employee, right?
Yeah.
He's not able to just look at something and go, right? So I need to be a few steps ahead of him.
On the actual manufacturing side.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
To funnel parts to him so he has a full day of work.
Yeah.
And not stopping every 10 minutes and asking me what we need to do next.
You texted me when Tim Jordan was on the podcast, talking about the 60-hour work weeks. Any takeaway from that for you? Like, any practical?
Yeah, that podcast hit home close, right?
Yeah.
The idea of how do you say it?
He was like
owner
the business owner that's
freedom
working 60 hours a week. Yeah, that like this is for them to create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I work 60 hours a week, and I'm under the mindset I can do it. I just need to work more. Mm-hmm. And that's not going to last forever, right? So I've got to get better at that.
Yeah. So was that moment for you like more of an epiphany? Like, oh, this is a real thing.
Sure.
I need to change my way of thinking.
Hearing it from somebody else, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not the only one that is stuck in this rut and doesn't know what to do other than to work more.
Yeah.
And surely it'll get better at the end.
Yeah.
Because guess what? It doesn't get better at the end. I've been doing it for 6 years and I'm still doing it. Right.
Right. Yeah.
So that was refreshing to hear that, like, I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
And I'm not the only one that hasn't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
And there's
exactly.
resources to maybe help you figure it out.
Yeah.
To have a little bit more freedom, right? Because that was the goal. Like when I took this on, I'm like, oh, from the outside looking in, a business is cool. You can set your own hours. If you need to take off or if you want to go play golf, go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that couldn't be farther from the truth, dude. You see those memes on Instagram. Yeah, you can set your own hours. Just pick what 90 hours this week you want to work,
yeah, exactly.
I'm like, oh, okay,
That's
cool.
So good. Yeah.
So that is certainly something I need to get better at.
Yeah. That's a good takeaway. And I think like from there, and honestly, dude, you should, and I'm going to as well. And I've got a couple other people going to join Service Catalyst. It's $69 a month.
Right.
And they got all those resources.
I mean, surely I can take something away from that. For
right.
$69
Exactly.
a month.
Yeah. You find 1 hour a week.
Right.
To get back with some system or process or different way of thinking.
Yeah. And that was kind of nice
huge game.
too, right? Because it sounds like he came from like a service type business, not
a
business that could relate to what I do, right?
Yeah.
And so that made me feel like it might be
auto detailing, floral, which
window tinting,
like
I think.
The custom flowers like Walter's here.
Yeah,
then $1 million in wedding flowers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That'd be a nightmare. Like I can imagine and all the conversations that happen around the type
I'm sure
of
it's
flowers.
a lot like a kitchen package.
That's
right?
what I was thinking.
You got to come in,
Yeah.
design. You got to pick stuff out. Quote.
But that's what I think in those kind of programs, people get real, and I do too. I struggle trusting anybody that says they're a business coach or they're offering this consultation if they've not actually done it. But then once you see they've done it and then they did it well, and they still admit it was freaking hard even when they figured it out.
Sure.
Like he admitted very clearly, like it was still really hard.
Yeah.
But I think those systems, if you can find a program like that and equate it to time, that was my mindset a couple of years ago. Was just like, we're going to pay for this thing. We've spent so much money at Killer Growth on coaching, crazy amount, really. If you think about it, on programs and learning. Well, I look at that money and just go, that's going to save me X amount of hours of working late to try and figure this out anyway and trying to build this. And if someone already has the roadmap, then I can follow that. So, all right, I'm going to hold you to that. We're both going to join Service Catalyst because I still have a lot to learn. That's why I told Tim, I'm like, Tim, I feel like we had the same life. You just did a lot better.
Yeah.
Like you were way more
You figured it out quicker, didn't you?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. So you have new website up.
Yeah. Finally,
I just verbally abused you enough to where you were like, all right. Well,
I was quite reluctant, I'm like, Sam, we've got enough work. Why do we need this?
Yeah.
We're good. But man, it turned out great.
Yeah, it looks good.
I thought you guys did good because I literally gave you no direction almost. I had a meeting with you and Tyler.
Yeah.
And
then Brickley next.
And basically Tyler's like, well, what do you want? I was like, I don't know. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Something to make Sam happy would be great, And he's like, okay. And just kind of ran with it and sent it to me. And I think it's great. I think it describes what we do and offers a little bit of insight and different stuff. So I think it's cool.
Yeah. Shows a little bigger menu than probably people assume you have too, which is nice. That was kind of the reason I was annoying you was I think, anytime you can get something out there, save time on communication. So now people can go to your website and be like, oh, this is kind of how he works.
Yeah.
These are the things he has. And that normally might take 20 minutes of your time.
Yeah.
Back at the shop.
And also too, I think the thing that's nice is the email contact.
Yes. Yeah. The form.
Send me an email. Give me a little description what you want.
Yeah.
That saves a phone call. Phone calls are distracting during the day, as much as I hate to say it, when you're in the middle of cutting a bunch of stuff. Or you have
when
to
you're
stop
running a saw.
Yeah, you have to stop and take the call.
Yeah. How can I help you?
Emails, okay, I can get to it at the end of the day when I get into the office and respond that way. So
they are way more efficient. I know a lot of people hate emails, but they are way more efficient.
Right.
You're not taking 15 minutes and trying to write it down and then where did I put that? And especially if there's a forum, but no. So yeah, anybody listening, you have a Facebook page now too.
I do,
They need to go follow you on Facebook.
Well.
I noticed you started posting on Instagram more.
I finally got back into that. I kind of took a 6-month break there.
It gets a lot of likes whenever you do. People love it.
Yeah, I need to get better at it. I'll get better at it. You know, I've got some photos. I'm not good at taking photos, dude.
They look fine. You don't have to be honestly, it'd be more trendy and go more viral if you just kind of accidentally put your finger over the lens every time. If every photo was like really bad, that probably would
what I'm saying is I forget to take a photo of the whole project.
Before and after. Yeah.
Oh, I never
Which
do
is
that.
literally the core.
Because I'm kind of we've done so many and I get a little bit numb to it now. I'm like, okay, cool. It's another one done. It looks great.
You don't have
we got to get on to the next one, you know? So I'm bad about taking photos.
You need to put that on the customers, what you need to do. Say, hey, it'd mean a lot if you document this project like before, middle, after, and leave me a review, you know, and then send it over to me.
Yeah.
And say, I'll give you a fruit basket if you do it or something. You know, maybe a little...
I'll make you a cutting board to go along with your new kitchen.
There you go. Hey, if you document this for me, because I don't have time, but if you document this, that's a good idea.
There you go.
Cutting board on there.
There you go.
You like making those with all that time you have.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, Facebook, Instagram, and they can fill out a form on coganswoodshop.com, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Any final words? You did great.
No, I don't have much.
I've got a lot to think about on wood, and I so badly want to say what Haley wanted to say. And
Maybe
I
offline.
promised I wanted, so you can just call her about what her questions were.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah,
I'll call her later.
So appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, bud.